said, Dad, you and I are not killing you. Takes his brother's ideas and goes to war.
He's high. He's not having any.
Well, they care, but they're afraid. They don't know what's going on. This isn't negative. I talked to one of my buddies that just retired and I seen the policy advisor in DC. And I said, I'm debating if I want to go. And he said, you don't go. The next guy don't go. He's there. Nobody's
Good morning, Senator Specter. I appreciate your time and your courage to show up today. I want to first tell you I'm here on my own free will and accord, not with a group or affiliated organization. On page 16 of one of the bills, it essentially eliminates the private option by prohibiting the creation of new policies. What are you going to do? First of all, this is going to take away my freedom and it hurts capitalism through the creation of a monopoly. What are you specifically going to do to ensure that the private option is there and viable?
You are trampling on our constitutional rights by holding this town meeting the way you are. You are not letting all of us.
You want to be let out of here? You're welcome to go. Hey, now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He has the right to leave. He's right.
He has the right to my constitutional right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Before I leave, because your people told me I could. I called your office and I was told I could have the mic to speak. And then I was lied to because I came prepared to speak. And instead, you wouldn't let anybody speak. You handed out, what, 30 cards? Well, I got news for you. That you and your cronies in the government do this kind of stuff all the time.
The lady, you have the floor.
I did not want to pay on a health care plan that includes the right for a woman to kill her unborn baby.
Amen.
Is it true?
The question is, will there be payments for abortions in the health care bill?
You bet.
Well, first of all, we don't have a bill in the Senate, as I said. And what we are looking toward.
I love you, buddy, but that's okay. Senator, thanks for being here today. I appreciate that. I reviewed 3,200 best I could. To me, it is obviously written with the assumption that government has the right to control our lives from pre-birth to death. For that reason, it's not worth considering, it's not worth modifying, it's not worth amending. It needs to be done.
I am a Republican, but I am first and foremost, I'm a conservative. I don't believe this is just about health care. It's not about TARP, it's not about left and right. This is about the systematic dismantling of this country. I'm only 35 years old and I've never been in politics. You have awakened the sleeping giant.
Amen.
Yes. We are tired of this. This is why everybody in this room is so ticked off. I don't want this country turning into Russia, turning into a socialized country. My question for you
Good morning, Senator.
Good morning.
My name is Joe. I'm a public school teacher. I am looking at the Sunday Patriot News, Sunday, August 2, front page. Reading the bills requires expertise.
Amen.
One of my roles as a teacher and an educator is to teach my children how to think, how to read, and how to understand. Senator, if you wish to be remembered in the Congress by the American people, when you get back there, sponsor legislation that requires every House and Senate bill to be written in the junior high school level. That's what we need in America.
All right.
I'll try. Number 12.
Good morning. President Obama and you have constantly stated that we'll be allowed to keep our current plans. But how can we keep them if they don't exist? More specifically, H.R. 3200. Why does this bill impose a payroll tax on employers who won't use the public option? More specifically, how many Americans...
Section 1233 of the proposed health care plan. I thought, what could I possibly ask you to make you read this plan? What it says is, as a 74-year-old man, if you develop cancer, we're pretty much going to write you off. Because you're no longer a working citizen who will be paying taxes. What are you going to do about it? You're here because of the plan we have now.
Yep.
Well, you're just not right. Nobody 74 is going to be written off because they have cancer. That's a vicious, malicious, untrue rumor.
Just to play on his point a little bit, it's funny how the community organizer told all us to shut up, that we're not a community. Also, I got quite a few things to say. I hope you have time, at least 6.5 minutes, because that's an appropriate amount of time for someone to talk. There are many people here who would like to have a word with you, and may I remind you that you work for us.
Yeah.
We are if the employer is willing to stay around and have a chat.
Senator, I'm glad you support our right to free speech, which has a very chilling effect on that, is the White House collecting emails from people who should be viewed as political opponents to the health care bill. That's very chilling, and I would ask you to remember the Senate Judiciary Committee constitutionality, that's going to be very questionable. Will you go back and look into that and try to get this thing halted and ceased immediately?
There you are. Okay. Her t-shirt says, proud member of the mob.
We are quizzing you on House Bill 3200. I'm wondering where our House member, Congressman Holden, is and why he's here to help us address House Bill 3200 and says he won't have any town hall meetings. That was my first question. The second is on page 42, talking about the health commissioners, that the health commissioners will decide our benefit plans. Who in heaven's name are going to be the health commissioners? How do they get picked? On what basis will they be selected? And how will they make these awesome decisions for all these very different people in this room?
Good question. Good question.